Federal investigators leveled especially sharp criticism at APD's SWAT team. They found that SWAT's leadership is deficient. Its commander has not been adequately trained. There's no clear command structure, and officers often do whatever they want. News 13's Matt Grubbs is live at APD with more. Matt?
Just the SWAT team is supposed to be the elite, the officers who show up to the most risky, most intense situation. But too often in Albuquerque, investigators found SWAT shows up and they make things worse.
Demonstrations of danger from chiefs old
This is the firearm
and new. The feds say there's been lots of focus on the men shot and far too little on the APD officers who shot them. The report especially sets its sights on SWAT. May 10th, 2011, SWAT officer Sean Wallace rolls up in the midst of negotiations with Alan Gomez. He takes matters into his own hands, firing an unauthorized shot that kills the unarmed 26-year-old. August 30th, 2011, again, a SWAT officer arrives while field cops are in the midst of negotiations, trying to talk Michael Marquez out of shooting himself. Officer Jim Perdue fires a fatal round, and those field cops, they told the feds they were surprised Perdue pulled the trigger. The report says SWAT cops often run roughshod over the department's crisis negotiators in what the feds call a culture of aggression.
And the problem was in their SWAT team.
And SWAT's nearly rogue history dates back to at least 1997, when criminal justice expert Sam Walker wrote a report with eerily similar findings.
Which was almost like a semi-autonomous unit that didn't seem to be under command and control like the rest of the department, and there was a high rate of shootings.
SWAT triggers are still being pulled, but the mayor has a plan.
No, we've been working hard on this.
The man he and Chief Eden have tapped to re-emphasize crisis intervention.
And he's talked about having Deputy Chief Huntsman.
He spent a decade from 2000 to 2010 in charge of SWAT.
Well, even if supervisors wanted to keep an eye on SWAT, the feds say they would have a hard time doing so because SWAT officers, investigators say, often fail to turn on the cameras that are attached to their helmets or their bodies. Back to you.